Hello. Welcome to Working My Way Back and Forward. I appreciate your interest. I'm Ed Goodfriend. As a psychotherapist, I focus on supporting people with unresolved trauma. And I've spent decades as a musician, a writer, a teacher, and lately as an actor, with the magnificent and generous help of the most talented and well-respected director, my collaborator, Michelle Mascarai. This story invites conversation about the stuff of life and the stuff of therapy. You know, personal development, relationships, creativity, and especially supporting recovery from trauma, which seeks reorganization, rebalancing, and re-regulating our nervous systems and our memory activation after overwhelming experience wreaks havoc on our psyches and our bodies. My therapy clients have taught me over and over through many years what neuroscience currently confirms, that trauma memories profoundly inhabit our bodies. These memories express themselves in sensations beyond words. I originally wrote this play for professionals to give them a living case study to explore clients' trauma, recognizing that often clients need more than words to heal. Gradually, I learned that more people have interest. Here, in the video, you'll see me in two roles. Sometimes I'm Yuli, musician and main storyteller. Hey, have I got a story for you? Sometimes life sucks. Change is hard and often hurts. For years, I only sang one theme. I can sing what I feel. I can play what I feel. But I don't want to talk about it. Don't ask me to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it now. But, you know, I have been finding some other songs after meeting with Jerome. Sometimes I'm also Jerome, Yuli's therapist and additional storyteller. Accompanying Yuli in his journey of healing and development has been particularly rewarding and particularly challenging. Like many clients, he struggles to integrate his wounds and his strengths. He goes back and forward. Hopeful progress, discouraging regressions. New discoveries, deeper grief. Sometimes he's caught in a trance of his own wounded inner parts. Other times, he's more awake, more in charge of himself. I keep learning about him, and I have to keep learning about myself in order for this work to be effective for him. Happily, I have a trusted colleague, Stephanie, who helps me give enough attention to my own inner process that I can respond to Yuli well, most of the time. This makes me change, too. This story portrays a segment of life of a fictional character inspired by people I have met over the years and guided by teachers who have helped me integrate a wide range of approaches into therapeutic practices demonstrated in the play. Uniquely, the inclusion of physical, sensory awareness into the healing of fragmented parts of wounded trauma survivors. This play also invites conversation about what happens inside yourself as you ride the story's waves of intense resistance and revelation, mixed with humorous moments of reverie and relief that Yulee discovers in this style of therapy. It's a big, complex story that deserves reflective thinking and some full, deep breaths to digest it. Be aware, strong language portrays challenging trauma themes. It's not for your kids. For now, I've inserted conversation interludes between the episodes of the play. I'll be back to remind you to pause the video, to stand up, move around, and breathe. Discuss the questions I'll offer or journal some notes for yourself. Some questions ask what strikes you, like a lightning bolt of insight that catches your attention, or memory that surges in you, and what curiosity might arise. Other questions invite a moment of mindful checking in to your inner world of moods and images and physical sensations. Use this video in whatever way is most beneficial for yourself. It's the best I can offer since we are not together in person. Future workshops will offer opportunities for deeper study. So now, before it begins, here's a little interlude practice and a first question. Why is it important for you to do this today? Press pause when you see the slide. Respond to the question, and then press play when you're ready to continue. So now that you've answered that question, it's time for the story to unfold. If I just go back and see the things that passed me by, it might be the only way of moving forward. What we are is only where we've been. I'm often pulled back to the old bleak memories of my life. Riptide currents pull me back from moving forward. Every day seems just like where I've been too long. I've got to get back on my feet to find some steady ground. Then I'll have a balanced way of moving forward. Here and now instead of where I've been too long. Here and now instead of where I've been gone. Hi, I'm Yulee. Jerome, my therapist, said you wanted to hear some of my story. I'll sing you some. I'll play you some.
Truth of the matter is, most of it's shit. I don't know why the fuck you'd be interested. So, the story, lately, life's been a centrifuge, spinning me around, tearing me up. Lately, life sucks since I lost my job and my sister threw me out of her house. A lot of weird shit flying around in the back of my head like monsters. There's been times I wanted out of the whole thing. Not so much anymore. Making music for the drunks in the bars gives a little bit of relief. That's what I do. Maybe you know something about what trying to change feels like. The last time I talked to my sister, she thinks I don't know nothing. I do know I hurt you when I threw that mug of hot coffee at you. Sorry. I wanted to hurt her more. She treats me like shit. She says she wouldn't be so upset if I were less violent. How do I get my point across? She says I might listen more. Notice how much yelling hurts. I couldn't talk to her anymore. I don't know what to make of her. And I need sleep. It's just too much. Listen more. Notice. When I woke up this morning, the mess was the same. The mess was the same. I had to think twice to remember my name, 'cause the mess was the same. My world keeps me spinning, I hardly touch down. I'm so off the ground. I can't stand this chaos that spins me around. I can't stand this chaos that spins me around, spins me around, spins me around. And I hate being dizzy. I don't know shit about changes. And I can't sleep. Crappy thoughts hound me again. So I pound on my computer. Who does therapy near me? They got all kinds of weird shit to say. Get this. Life is full of bliss. It's time for you to fly off into your bliss. And then another one says, get your logic ordered and your thinking straight, and everything will fall into place. Fuck, if it was only that easy. Then there's help for anxiety, depression, eating disorders, OCD, ADD, ADHD, bipolar 1 and 2, narcissistic, paranoid, borderline, sexual dysfunction, managing polyamorous relationships. Hell, I can't even manage one relationship, much less poly. How much shit can people have wrong with them? Eventually, I find one says, help for trauma recovery. Settle nervous physical energy. Mindful attention to stabilize your mood and your thoughts. Befriend your body? Befriend your body? I don't know nothing about this body stuff. I wonder if he's any good at working with annoying, pain-in-the-ass sisters. So I give him a call. Hi, I'm Yuli. Where's the beep? No, I'm not going to a hospital. No, it's not an emergency. Get to the beep. Beep. Hi, I'm Yuli. Things have not been working out so well lately since I lost my job. I would like to try out your services, see if you can help me. Help me. Please, call me back. 555-9791. Holy shit. What have I done? Talk to a stranger? Talk to a stranger about the shit of my life? Ah. I'm adrift in this vast sea. My lifeboat has leaks, cracks, fractures, and leaks. The ocean's been choppy, my compass got weak. Can't find north, it's so weak. I feel like I'm drowning when whitecaps attack. Don't know where I'm going, the waves push me back. Don't know where I'm going, the waves push me back. The waves push me back. The waves push me back. Oh, anything but smooth sailing these days. Oh. Shit. He called me back. He says, "Hi, Yuli. This is Jerome. Thank you for inquiring. What would you like to work on?" I tell him, "I'm a mess." He says, "Yuli, that sounds terribly overwhelming. See what happens if you slow your breath down a little bit." I think he's fucking nuts. Fix this shit with breathing? He says, "Yuli, feel your feet so you don't float off into the air." So I breathe, feel my feet. I get a little calmer, so I agree to see him. When we meet, I tell him, my blood pressure skyrockets every time I think about losing my job and that bully supervisor. I was better than a lot of the people they let go of at that place. I knew I was in trouble when I threw the mug of hot coffee at my sister. Jerome wants to know, "Yuli, can you interrupt this state? Where's the upset in your body?" What the hell's a state? All I know is that everything hurts, and all I want to do is hit everyone. Except Jerome. He seems to get this shit. And damn if he didn't get me to breathe more. I thought it was just air. What's the big fucking deal? But I went to here. And I went to here. And then to here. So even with the whole avalanche over me, I walked out of there easier. I thanked him for letting me say all that rotten shit out loud. See you next time, Yuli. Yuli presents with acute stress from getting fired from his job, from his relationship issues, and other things that I'm not sure about yet. He appears to be in a chronic state of activation, which he says has pushed him to the edge. Is his situation more complicated than I first thought? I began to reconsider what he wrote in his history describing the impact of his dysfunctional family. I began to wonder about potential developmental trauma from the alcohol and neglect from his parents. How much of that chronic activation is due from the current stress that he's told me about, and how much of it might be left over and aggravated by unresolved adverse childhood experiences? What else might there be? Why the fuck do I keep doing this shit? Guess Jerome's not too bad a stranger to talk to. Can therapy actually change any of this stuff? That therapy session was a workout. I can sing what I feel. I can play what I feel. But I don't want to talk about it. Don't ask me to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it now. I knew why I never wanted to go to therapy. I thought only women went to therapy because they like to talk about their feelings. I'm not much into that. I can sing what I feel. I can play what I feel. But I don't want to talk about it. Don't ask me to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it now. And I thought that counselors just sit there and go, how do you feel about that? But Jerome wanted me to talk, think, listen, notice, be mindful, all at one time. Did he think I was some fucking genius? I don't want to talk about it. Don't ask me to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it now. And he's got this big mouthful of words. Somatic psychotherapy, psychophysical parallelism. And do any of you know the difference between direct experience and interpretive experience? Is making music direct experience or interpretive experience? I don't want to talk about it. Don't ask me to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it now. But you know, Jerome's reminder to feel the ground of support under my feet, and his reminder to feel my butt in the chair. Weird. Better. I usually don't practice feeling my butt. Do you practice feeling your butt? Direct experience, huh? Oh God. Sis emailed me. She wants me to call her about some important news. Jeez, how do I even try to get through a call with her? Ooh, maybe do that Jerome thing? Hey sis, what's up? You mean Carl and Agnes from down the street when we were kids? Uh-huh. Oh, when did she die? Oh, nice of the family to let us know. Are you going to the funeral? Mm-hmm. I won't bother you there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh-huh. Hey, look it. I'll go if I want to. Ugh. Can't believe she contacted me. I can't believe I yelled again. Is anything gonna change this shit? And I have had really creepy song images lately when I can't sleep. The shadows in the hall float dark as late night sky, land and shimmer on my wall, like scary business in my skull, etched in imagination. Weird. These song images feel like memories. What the fuck? The shadows on the wall, the shadows in my skull, the color of your eyes float in the dark night sky. Sensation deep within, your grip upon my skin are etched on my imagination screen. And what I barely see lives in these sensate dreams when your burning knife-sharp pain haunts my body once again. I can't escape your grip, especially on my lips. Your kiss of death has landed here to stay. Your kiss of death has landed here to stay. I don't know where the hell that shit came from. I don't know what the drunks in the bar will have to say about that one. I talked to my colleague Stephanie. I was still feeling a little unsettled about the complication of Yuli's situation. She asked what was working. I told her that my usual body-oriented intervention had helped him get more grounded, more present to himself. She asked if I had used the structural dissociation model. You know, oh, you probably don't. It's a theory of unconscious, separated trauma parts. We had been studying about it in our group. I had been hesitant and resisting applying this new knowledge. I had noticed his chronic activation, but I had not helped him recognize it as a fight part. And, well, I didn't help him notice that spacing out in music or in drinking was likely a flight part. Stephanie understood my hesitation, and she reminded me of an old supervisor that we both knew and admired. He had a little card pasted on the wall behind the client's chair that simply said, "More courage." Of course, Yuli would benefit from getting to know those alienated, traumatized parts. Probably a lot of alienation to bring back together. We both have our work cut out for us. It is good to talk to Stephanie. And is there anything in your life that simply deserves more courage? So I go back to Jerome, and he starts telling me about trauma parts that go off and disconnect. Yuli, there's a lot of research that suggests you're born fairly whole, dance and play your way through the wonders of childhood with a few typical bumps and bruises. Awful shit happens to kids. Yes, and you lived with very difficult parents. They were outrageous, angry, and they drank all the time. I'm sure that left a deep wound and some scars. You had to develop strategies to go on with life. Go to school, find a few friends, later get a job, maybe find a partner, till something else slams you, smashes up your body like a truck, or someone assaults you like the bully supervisor, or violates you, or like today, they called you into your office and said, "Hand over your keys now." That sucked big time. Yuli, overwhelm truly sucks. And it causes splits, separations, and a lot of internal alienation. Oh, I get that. You come apart inside and still fight with yourself. Yes, Yuli, a part of you wants to go on with life. Go to work, get the groceries, mow the lawn, have a little fun, go bowling, enjoy life. Other parts hold back strong emotions, terror. Your psyche, your mind makes brain fog to suppress the pain that wrecks going on with life. He's not surprised that I've been shattered. Makes sense to him. I would want to get rid of those parts. Those parts make me angry, rude, depressed, zone out, raise holy hell, woo! and still feel like crap. I never realized the cost of that fog. Yuli, splits are like a plate that falls or gets tossed. It breaks in half. Repeated trauma shatters the plate of yourself all over the floor. Oh, he gets it, that I've been shattered. And now I get it, why feelings bust out and take over when they're too much to bear. So then, get this, he says, Yuli, I wonder if your work is to balance things, to contain some parts in a healthy way, to express some parts in a healthy way. The most important thing is to notice the parts with heartfelt compassion. Notice the parts with compassion. And then regulate your system in a healthy way. Is that what glues things back together? But how do I contact these parts? Call them on the phone? Do you have any of these parts? What about you? Do you have any of these parts? How do you get along with them? And why would I want to give them any compassion? All I want to do is get rid of them. They're nothing but a pain in my ass. But then I start to wonder how many parts mess with me and Sis. Maybe she's got some parts. Oh. So I sent her an email. Oh. Sis, I was rude on the phone. I decided not to go to Agnes's funeral. Made sure I couldn't bother her there. I will call Carl. Sis, I want things to be different between us. We're not getting any younger ourselves. Can we trade a few emails about this? Finally, I told her about Jerome. And I told her about his compassion. I spent a long time thinking about, mulling over what Jerome had said about the broken platter. Haunted me for days. By God, me and Sis did get tossed around. And I spent years in that boring ass job of being a paper cutter, when the only thing that kept me awake was making sure that I didn't cut these fingers off in that fucking machine. Jerome's broken self idea seems to be waking something up in a different way. I lived atop a music box, felt the lovely song so fair, till I got tossed against a wall once, went to pieces everywhere. I became a broken platter, china fragments strewn around. Searching for some clue to bind me back together, whole and round. I went to pieces, parts and pieces, 100 pieces, searching for some glue to bind me back together, whole and round. Fragment ears and eyes wide open, scanning shadows far and near. Standing guard for any signal, any sense that danger's here. I went to pieces, parts and pieces, 100 pieces, I'm still in pieces, searching for some glue to bind me back together, whole and round, searching for some glue to bind me back together, whole and round.
It's time for the first interlude. Consider the questions that follow. Notice your observations. What strikes you about Yulee and Jerome as they build their relationship? Then, give some attention to your personal awareness. What emerges inside yourself? Your thoughts, mood, physical sensations or impulses as you feel their exchanges.